Lies and myths about term insurance. You've seen the title, right? So, the term insurance seems to be the only sensible product that you should buy from a life insurance company in terms of insurance. You could buy an annuity, that's a different thing, but yes, term insurance is the only thing to buy. And many of us have gone around the country saying buy term insurance, buy term insurance, buy term insurance, and do not buy unit link plans, endowment plans, and whole life plans. They make no sense at all as of today. Because we do not have estate duty. Once we have estate duty, which is I think just a matter of time, my view on this could change. But as of now, it's only term insurance that you should be buying. And I also feel that term insurance that you buy should be called pure term insurance, and it should not be other variants of it. There are other variants, we will look at it a little later. So when you try to buy term insurance, what happens is you go online and you put in an application, or you just say you are interested in term insurance. Within a few minutes, the company's representative will call you and try to talk you out of it. And the first thing he'll say is, sir, you will get the family will get the money only if you die. Now the question is, why are you buying term insurance? You're not buying term insurance because you are going to die. You're buying term insurance because your family is going to live. So first of all, it's called life insurance, not your death insurance, right? So life means the family is going to be alive, and therefore you're buying insurance. It is for the family, not for yourself. This is a product which you're definitely not buying for yourself. Of course, you will not get paid in your lifetime, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is the family should get that money, and they should be able to use that money when they need it, right? I am dead and gone. How does it matter to me, right? So it's not for me. So tell them it's not for me. It's for my family that I'm buying this. So be it. I don't think I will get any money when I'm alive. So be it. That's exactly what I want it to be. The next myth that they will try to sell you is to say, sir, especially if he's an agent, he'll say, sir, don't buy from that company. Their settlement claim ratio is very poor. Please understand, the settlement claim ratio is one of the worst misused ratio. If you do not know what goes into the numerator and what goes into the denominator, please don't worry about the settlement claim ratio. Now I can create a ratio where I put all the maturing policies in the numerator and in the denominator, which means it will always be very high, because for most insurance companies the maturity claims would be upwards of 98% or 99%. So I will always be very high, especially if I'm an old insurance company. Most of my plans would be small. Most of my plans would be on the basis of maturity, right? So if I have more maturity plans, which is true for newer companies also, but very, very true for older companies which had tons of policies, right? So for them it will always look very good, and for the new companies it could look disastrous when the number of policies they have is very less. So a company with, just imagine, 100 policies and 10 policies get rejected, right? So it could be 10 claims get rejected. What would happen? It look like a 90% ratio, which is very poor. But the truth is, you have to look at three things. You have to look at the settlement claim ratio. You have to understand what goes into the numerator and the denominator. You have to look for in terms of number of policies, and you have to look for in terms of value, right? Everything is important. Imagine a company with just two policies, one for 10 crores and one for 1 lakh. If the 1 lakh rupee policy gets rejected, just imagine what would be the impact. It's a 50% rejection, or say 50% settlement claim ratio. But when you translate it into money, it will be less than 1%, obviously, right? So you have to look at all this data before you come to a conclusion, and just don't worry. If you take a term insurance policy, take it online, fill it up yourself, which means and fill it up honestly, and do the medical properly. If you do all this perfectly right, I can assure you that the claim will be paid to the claimant. Don't tell lies in the policy, that's important, right? So the third thing that they will push you is to say, sir, if you buy it online, who will help you in the claim settlement? Now that's a good question. The way to tackle it is to say, is there a guarantee that you will live longer than I do? Right? If an agent is trying to tell you that online you will have a problem settling the claim, please ask him to answer this question: what happens if you die much before I die, or even 5 days before I die? Who is going to help my wife? Right? So I don't think this is right, because when you buy it online, you're still dealing with the same company. It will be the same trouble or the same ease with which you will settle the claim. Now, whether you buy it through an agent or whether you buy it online, it is just a method of buying. So don't get carried away by that also. And then another super myth: sir, you are paying only 15,000 rupees for a 2 crore policy. Why would the company be interested in settling the claim? It is such a small amount of premium that they are getting. This is a complete bull argument. Just don't buy it. I've heard it, so I'm just telling you this, but it is not even worthy of laughing, right? So don't get trapped into such things. Then, sir, if you buy it online and don't buy it through an agent, who will remind you? Who will tell you about new products which are coming, etc.? Give me a break. Today I need to pay money to somebody not to spam me. I do not have to ask them to tell me about new products which are coming. Every new product is hawked to everybody in spite of AI and all that, right? So I don't think that is a problem. Your company will keep you updated, and the due date problem can also be sorted out by just putting it onto your bank account or to your card. So on the due date, you will get a reminder. It will make the payment and tell you that the payment has been made. So I don't think you need to get into all this. Not an issue. Thank you.